If you got some room in your garden that you're not using, or a little extra yard around that maybe you don't have a purpose for, you really could consider growing blackberries, especially in the south. Zone 7, 8, and 9, these things grow wonderful. It's kind of a southern crop, so people here in the south get to enjoy them. The newer varieties are doing great. When I first started out, I planted some of the thornless and the thorn type, and I eventually did away with that. I made some mistakes, not trellising them up, and I redid them, and I planted all the thornless type. The thorn ones probably are a little bit sweeter, but it's just not worth it to me. You get all cut up, and the thornless types are just as good to me. Now, some of these new varieties that they've bred, you can tell there, they get pretty good size. They have a large fruit on them. We'll pick these for about every other day for 2 to 3 weeks. It's one of those crops that takes a little bit of effort when you first put them in, but after that, there's not a lot of maintenance to them, and they'll last you for years. The biggest thing you have to do is make sure it's got water. But these are a native plant to the south, so they don't have a lot of insect or disease pressure. We don't spray them, treat them for any type of insecticide or fungicide, anything like that. We have about 60-foot row, which is a lot, but we really enjoy them. We put mulch on them. We use wheat straw, and I put wheat straw and compost on them once a year. That's all the fertility I do. I run a sucker hose underneath there to make sure they got water, and I'll turn it on, make sure they get water about once a week. One of the first mistakes I made when I planted these a few years ago was I didn't put any kind of trellis system up. And it's one of those type plants you really have to trellis it. My weeds got out of control with it. I just couldn't control them, and I couldn't pick them like I should. We didn't get the yields that I thought we should get. So on these newer ones I planted a couple of years ago, we put this high tensile wire up. We use this ratchet system so that when the wire gets a little loose, you just take a little ratchet, tighten it up. We use an angle iron with some big posts here on the end, and it works really good. We run them about, I don't know, 14 inches apart there. And I kind of, every now and then, come out here and I'll take the runners that's coming up, and I'll make sure that they're staying inside this wire right here. And after the season's over with, these wires may get a little loose, just tighten them up real quick. So make sure you get some of the newer varieties that yield real good and have the real big fruit there. It's a little bit of work to get started. Make sure you got a good trellis system, use a good mulch, virtually maintenance free after that, and for years to come, you got all the blackberries you want.